What's up, Weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with the stabbing wagon, the Winnebago, the 75, and we got bikes front and rear. I'll be honest with y'all, I'm not really sure how all this is gonna hold up. This is a almost 50-year-old RV, 2 motorcycles strapped to it, one of which is a 600-pound Harley Davidson. Luckily, that lift is rated for 600 pounds, so it should be just fine, right? Right. All right, we got myself, Shay Lisi, diplomats in here, and hey, Bilbo's even coming. Will be our maiden voyage, our very first trip ever, the first family vacation in the stabbing wagon, baby. Fingers crossed we make it even to the first gas stop. This thing was pretty big before we all got inside of it. And it's not a family vacation without Cammy. All right. Well, luckily all you guys can sleep while I drive.
Lots of sleeping's gonna be going.
Bilbo's just like taking off and doing his own thing. He's out of here, dude.
Yeah. How are we gonna pee? Let him be free. That bathroom.
Oh, there's no peace to get about outside. All right, is everybody ready to have fun? No.
That's Bilbo. He looks.
Is everybody pissed?
Yes.
Now let's see if this thing even starts. It might not. It'll be an awful short trip, wouldn't it? Oh, dude. Uh-oh. Dude, hell yeah.
The real question.
Oh. It'll be fine, I promise.
Third time's a charm.
Hell yeah. What could go wrong?
The Sportster could fall off the back and the trail could fall off the front.
What else could go wrong? Nothing. See, you can't even think of anything. Let's rock and roll. Well, it's been exactly a quarter mile and everything is still attached. Tempers are already running high. Everybody's nervous. I don't know if we're going to start turning on each other anytime soon, but we're about to get on the highway and see if we can do over 55 with an extra 1,000 pounds of motorcycles in this thing.
Fine.
Yeah, see? I like your attitude. What's the worst that could happen?
A lot, actually.
Tire could blow up, we could flip.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we're also not wearing seatbelt.
Is everybody nice and relaxed back there? I want to see maximum relaxation on this vacation, okay? Jay, you don't look relaxed enough. More relaxed than that. Just ignore the fact that we're hurtling down the highway at 60 miles an hour in a 10,000-pound vehicle that's fallen apart at the seams and it's 50 years old. It's not really a big deal. You know, people went to the moon on the space shuttle. That's way scarier than this, man. And the space shuttle is even older than this thing is. First one, anyway. Oh yeah, no seatbelts, man. All right, newsflash, you guys. I just learned something, and normally I don't like to learn anything at all. I thought that if you have a vehicle on a vehicle, that counts as the tag for that vehicle. So I've got my Sportster back there, so I was like, oh, it's all good because since the Sportster's attached to the RV, that's the tag for the RV. Well, I found out that that's not the case, which is stupid. I think you should change that law. So on this nice family vacation, smoking a couple twisted up left-handed cigarettes here in the RV as we go hurtling down the road with barely any brakes, body barely holding onto the frame, 2 motorcycles flopping around on it. We're also riding incredibly dirty. No title, no tag, no problem, baby. With family, we can do anything.
Family.
I can get us out of it.
We have the power. She understands the mission. Free feet. I'm gonna have to blur that one out now.
Sorry.
We are arrived with most motorcycles actually on there. We got front bunk set up for, oh, you got a little storage up there behind the bunk. That's cool. For Shay and Bilbo are gonna stay up there. We have a bathroom that doesn't work. Well, it might work, but I really don't want to mess around with it because we're like literally parked right next to the bathrooms at the state park. We got the fridge kicking. We actually have a hookup. So I brought my big power unit, but I did not need to plug the RV into it because we got a hookup here, which is cool. It means I can plug everything else into it.
A bug just flew in my nose.
It's called camping, okay? We're roughing it.
It went in my nose. Right into it.
Cammy's hanging out with her stainless steel wine glass.
Did you see my candle?
And a candle? Where's that?
It's lit. I organized the side. You didn't even notice?
Huh?
I put everybody's stuff up.
Wow, you did great, I think. Anyway, this thing's running our speaker. It's charging the e-bike, even though we have a gasoline bike too. I'm not gonna take the Sportster off. There's really no reason to run it around out here, and I feel like people will probably just get mad at me because it's loud and looks like I'm trying to go like serious off-roading. So I'm not gonna pull it off. This was really just to test it. I wanted to see if the Sportster would be okay on the back of this RV, and I don't know, we just went 250 miles. Besides putting a dent in the aluminum, which is fine, $2,500 RV. Besides putting a dent in the aluminum, like this thing held up fine, no cracks in it. Everything's cool. 250 bucks from Harbor Freight. Fort Clinch. Hey, Cammy, Fort Clinch. Where are we at, Cammy? We're at Fort Clinch. Yeah. Anyway, Fort Clinch is this place is actually freaking gorgeous, man. I'd be excited about showing somebody some bathrooms, but the bathrooms here are freaking out of control, man. They're absolutely gorgeous. You know, saying you could eat off the floor of a bathroom is not normally something you want to say because you don't want to even envision that, but they're that clean. Here at Fort Clinch, and her two wheels showed up because apparently you can't go freaking camping if you just walk into any campground bathroom and say white people into the mirror 3 times, her two wheels will appear.
You're white too, fucker. Italian.
I'm Italian, okay? That's different.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
you're
my father was Egyptian. Technically, I'm African. Okay.
Still white.
And I generously offered her to stay in my luxurious recreational motorhome vehicle over here, and she just has decided to camp on the ground instead, which is really weird. I mean, there's a lot of people here, so she'd have to bunk up with me and Cammy. No, Shay can't. That's how they're on the top bunk. Shay and Bobo only, and Alex tosses and turns, so you can't sleep with him. So you're gonna have to sleep with me and Cammy.
I'll sleep on the ground, thank you.
You're lost. Dang, dude. First time on a bike in over a month. Woo, baby, dude. She's obviously missed it.
I have.
Yeah. Broken arm and everything. Look at her go. See ya. Apparently old boobs, bikes, butts, and bush biker babe Beth, the triple B, is here. And she's at the front. She can't find where we are. So Mr. Costome himself, Alex, the diplomat, is going to go on a rescue mission. You just lost your spot bunking with me and Cammy. That's Beth's spot now. Damn, that's right. Get your girl to do it for you.
I'm a stud.
Yeah, you hop on the back, girl. All right, they're taking off. Cammy has a surprise for Shay Lisi. That's what they're going to do. Does anyone know where you're going?
GPS.
You got the vaping? You guys are looking like the goddamn wrecking crew out here.
Hot-ass lesbians with our Doc Martens and big-ass hoodies on. I didn't get the Doc Martin memo. I should have worn it.
All right, go. You guys are going to be like... All right, Bobo. Good boy. You didn't eat the steaks. Oh, we're going to cook over the fire, although I'm going to cut it up in here because it's dark out there, even though it's got great lighting in here. My recreational motorhome vehicle, luxury edition, doesn't have any outdoor lighting, so it's pretty dark outside right now. We got one of those lamps that you open up like that doesn't actually seem to give off any light. It just sort of is bright and hurts your eyes and doesn't actually light anything up. So let's cut up some potatoes and steak. I'll tell you something about me in the morning, baby. I wake up feeling like $1,000,000. I wake up feeling good, ready to just mount the world. I'm just ready to take over the world. I love morning times, man. A lot of people don't like mornings. Even when I'm feeling a little bit fuzzy, baby, I'm feeling good. And when I'm surrounded by my beautiful friends with his long blonde hair and that soft embrace, life is even better.
I love mornings too. I just don't like sleeping on the ground.
I was very comfortable. You could have come and cuddled up in the stabbing wagon.
I almost did at one.
We would have made room for you. All right, it's breakfast time. We got 2 logs left, which should be enough to cook breakfast. We got to cook it over an open fire. We got a propane stove in there, but we're gonna rough it for Jess's sake. Over here. Beth goes, there's a treasure chest, but it's just a trash can.
Right
here. That's a trash can too. Cammy, you know what? You might be trash, but you're my treasure, baby. No, you'll...
Yeah.
See, you're the treasure. You're the treasure. We got some sensitive area boundaries right now. Jess has a bunch of them. Us back here on the back of the bus, we don't have a lot of boundaries. And none of
Go to the back of the bus.
and none of them are sensitive.
I'm a millennial. I need my safe space.
I thought the fort was going to actually be pretty whack, but it's actually really cool inside. It's actually kind of neat. You see here, since this is an ancient alien fort, we have several skinwalkers displayed up here, who are in disguise. You know, no one would obviously sleep in here because they don't require sleep. Fake photos, yeah, dude. You think human beings built this? When? The 1970s? We didn't have this kind of technology back then. So, I think that the new move right now is sexy tours through old forts right now.
Sexy tour guide Cammy.
Again, this ain't gonna be on YouTube. She's giving me a great tour, I would say. It's time to go exploring. There's so many cool trails around here. It's one of the cool things about an e-bike with a throttle. It's not a motorcycle, but an e-bike with a throttle is awful nice. But we'll see how many times the park rangers get called on me because I'm riding around with my stupid dirt bike helmet on. They think I'm out there freaking doing stunts or something, you know? Even with me on it, it'll go like 35 miles an hour. The suspension is just really not up to my weight. So I'm not gonna be a send it boy because it will be bottoming out pretty quick there. I do want to explore though, and that's the cool thing about coming to these parks. One thing I'm really excited about is, yeah, bringing the bikes, but coming out here and going like, dude, they got fucking crazy trails out there I want to look at. I've had this aerial e-rider, man. This thing has been through the freaking ringer, man. Beat up all over the place. The girls last night running out of the battery, towing it, taking people two up. I mean, I don't know, man. For a Chinese e-bike, this thing kind of kicks ass. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not been very nice to this motorcycle. It has had a very, very hard life under my stewardship. I think that some of the people out here might look at my dirt bike helmet and be like, not really dig that I'm out here riding around on this thing, but it's an e-bike. You're allowed to ride e-bikes out here. I think those rules might change one day, but right now, apparently, you can ride an e-bike anywhere you're allowed to ride a bicycle. I'm probably going to change pretty soon because, you know what I really want is a Suron, one of those like kind of like where it's literally a dirt bike, but it's an e-bike. Those things look so freaking cool. All right, let's see what's over there. I wish this had some mirrors on it. Also, these big fat tires, while really comfortable to ride around, I would not say are exactly made for carving the corners off-road or anything. I'll tell you, it's really nice having the pedals on this thing for backup in case you run the battery out, but the most annoying thing about this bike is the fact that it has pedals, because the way, if I was a mountain biker and used to doing crazy crap on a mountain bike, that probably wouldn't bother me, but I'm so used to a dirt bike and a motorcycle that like having the pegs that I'm not using be offset just drives me nuts. I mean, see, it's just like, these trails are so cool and you would want to ride like a dirt bike down them, but I get it, I understand. Like, people are walking down these trails, taking bicycles. If you're riding dirt bikes down these trails, you would just freaking destroy them. Well, you wouldn't destroy them, you would just make them, more dirt bike suitable, so there'd just be ruts and everything would be messed up. And I don't know, e-bikes, I'm sure eventually will get powerful enough that they start being able to create those big ruts and stuff like that too. But the one I'm on right now, even though it'll do 30 miles an hour, it's got pretty soft tires that aren't aggressive. Like, I don't think it's going to be tearing up this trail at all. Although, man, it is really fun to be able to come out here and do this, man. I just would want the option, dude. I don't want to just see, that's where the pedals fuck me up, because you want to put your leg out to dab, right? But it's weird taking it off a pedal. I guess I just need to get a mountain bike. If I had a mountain bike, I'd probably be way used to taking my foot off a pedal in the back and dabbing to keep myself up. If you've seen the size of me, you will know that old Shade Tree Surgeon ain't exactly the pedal bike type. I could probably stand to get a pedal bike and freaking spend some time on it. As it is, though, having the e-bike out here is pretty freaking cool, man. Having the options. Even though this one is really just more of an in-town cruiser, it's not really meant for this stuff. I know they sell a two-wheel drive one that's got motors in the front and the back that would probably be a lot more suited to this kind of stuff. This one's kind of supposed to be like a little city commuter. Dude, this is freaking awesome, man. Again, I'm not trying to be a freaking send it Steve out here because, again, the suspension isn't exactly made to freaking rip. The brakes aren't exactly the best things out there, but this is freaking cool, man. Like, I would be bummed if I wasn't able to come out here and do this. So, if it's got to be on an e-bike, trust me, I'd rather come out and do it. Okay, here we go. This is kind of steep. I'd rather come out and do it than not have the option to. Dude, this is freaking great, man. Oh, my little aerial e-rider, man. You know, I was supposed to do a commercial for these guys. They sent me the bike. I just never did it because, I don't know, man. They were like, they wanted too much, dude. They were like, want to send me the bike. Then they were trying to be like, do this crazy review on it. Like, put it in the thumbnail. Say it's the best. I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. And they got kind of mad at me, and I offered to send the bike back, and they just freaking, they kind of stopped communication with me. But I'm not going to do a review on something that I haven't freaking put through the ringer, man. That's just ridiculous, especially these e-bikes, because, man, they'll just flood the market with these things. But this one has held up really, really well. I will say that that was a little steep. I will say the Aerial E-Rider, I think probably the worst thing on it would be the brakes. That's probably just for me like smashing it around so many times when we're riding around with a buzz on. I think we've made the brakes a little out of alignment, so the brake pads have just experienced some really crazy wear from them rubbing on the rotors. But I think that's us mistreating the bike. But that would be like the biggest issue with it. Otherwise, this thing works freaking great, man. This thing gets passed around like a white-collar criminal going to freaking Folsom Prison, baby. Everybody gets a turn on the Aerial. Once again, I have no idea. I should check the freaking power on this thing. I'm like, dude, if I have to pedal this out of here, I'm going to be in rough shape, man. Some of these things, I don't even think I'd be able to pedal up. And definitely when you're doing more aggressive stuff, the style of grips that it has on it, which are like kind of flared out, really made for you, like leaning down, are great for cruising. But once you're out here and you're having to really freaking hold on to them tight, just experiencing a lot of hand fatigue. Not like crazy, but enough to where I would really just want some 7/8 grips with some pro tapers on it, you know? How cool. That was freaking awesome. Is that a whole loop? I don't know where I am now. Well, let's go down this trail the way that it was intended to. We don't have a whole lot of time. We got to get back to Tampa and live stream. Like I said, this was mainly an exploratory adventure with the RV. I guess all RVing is exploring, but I just wanted to see what it was like to put the motorcycles on it. Like, I didn't even pull the Sportster off of it. The Dirtster stayed on the back. I just wanted to see if it was possible to put it back there and have it stay over the highway, and looks like it did fine. I mean, we only went 250 miles, but the trail saw some heavy action. The Trail 125 came in handy. So the other thing I'm wishing for on this bike now is so the throttle is only half of the grip over here. If the throttle was the whole grip and I could grip onto it with my whole hand, that would give me a lot less hand fatigue. But I get it, you know, if you're gonna pedal, especially like I can get the same no, I cannot get the same power out of pedaling. See, I feel like I have way less control over the bike with assisted pedaling than I do with using the throttle. That's why I'm riding this. I'm just like, yeah, I really prefer just using a throttle. But again, I'm used to dirt bikes and motorcycles. Someone who's on a mountain bike or used to riding bicycles might prefer a pedal assist. I don't really know. As is though, I feel like I'm gonna assist myself a little too hard and assist myself right off the side of the trail. This is awesome, man. Dude, if I gotta ride a fucking something with an electric engine in order to experience these trails everywhere, I'll do it, man. I don't care. I just like to ride, man. If it's got two wheels and an engine or a motor, if something makes it go besides my feet and shit, baby, even if I gotta use my feet, I'm just into it, man. I'm just into being on two wheels and freaking being out here. It just feels good. Obviously, I would rather do it on a gas engine. I really would. But I'm not crying about the fact that I can't. I'm just going to enjoy what I am allowed to do. Whew. What I am allowed to do is this. So, by God, I am. kind of weird without the soundtrack of a two-stroke. Feels a little odd. I just feel like something's missing. Like, no two-stroke engine? I just gotta, like, listen to the chirping of the birds and nature? Oh, man, I prefer my nature with a little bit of ring-a-ding, baby. This is freaking great, man. I'm glad I freaking didn't do it while someone else was on it and do the one way the wrong way, run into somebody. That would have sucked. Hey, howdy, y'all. That's what I'm wondering. People see me coming around the corner with like this dirt bike racing helmet on, and they're like, this guy's out here freaking being a jerk. And I'm like, trust me, I'm not very good at riding a bicycle. I'm not out here freaking slaying the trails. In fact, I suck, so I really actually need a full crash helmet. Trust me. Dig it. I don't know how much longer you're going to be able to get away with riding something like a Sur-Ron or one of those really crazy e-bikes out here. It just seems like they're getting so powerful and they're getting so good. I mean, some of these things have like Olean suspension on them and shit. You got these e-bikes out there that are like, you know, basically dirt bikes that people are freaking just going to races and beating people at like arena cross at. The laws have eventually got to change out here because there's no way they could be okay with letting that ride a trail like that people are walking on too. Well, that was quite fun. That was freaking awesome, man. I'm glad I took the time to do that. Like I said, this bike really isn't set up for that kind of riding. It's more of a city bike, but that was freaking awesome. All right, y'all. We made it back to Tampa. And more importantly, made it back with all the bikes unscathed. I will say, I think that these little lifts for, I think this one was $250 from Harbor Freight. The one up front was $160, I believe. I'll say they held up pretty damn good. You can kind of tell it's back there. I imagine if you had a smaller vehicle, if you had a van or something like that, you'd really be able to tell it was back there. But this thing just floats down the road anyway. So the thing handles, accelerates, accelerates and stops so badly already. Adding this back there, like how much worse could you actually make it? So I personally really didn't notice it back there, but that's just me. And of course, you know, this one on the back and the Honda Trail up the front. So when we were testing it, the Sportster fell off twice. And mainly it fell off due to us not strapping it down right. I would say that's the major drawback for these things, is that, man, you really got to strap them down tight. You don't know what kind of road conditions you're gonna hit. You don't know what's gonna happen. You really, I mean, this suspension is so much more compressed than I would ever make that suspension compressed in the back of a pickup truck. So that kind of freaks me out a little bit, because you're just asking to blow a fork seal when you tighten something down that tight. It is what it is. If you want to put a bike on the back of your truck, or the back of your RV, or your camper van, or shoot, I guess if you had helper springs, you could even put this on the back of a car. That'd be the whole thing. You can do it, just there are some drawbacks. There are a couple of dangers, like especially here in the RV, I can't see what's going on back here, so this thing could be half falling off, I'd never know. As it is, I don't think it's going anywhere. Definitely gonna have to upgrade the straps, because you have to tie it down so freaking tight. One of the times it fell off the back, it was never damaged, it just kind of halfway fell off because I was just riding around the neighborhood around bumpy stuff. One of the times it fell off was due to a strap breaking, because, you know, there's metal everywhere, straps are crossing different places, and they're just so tight. And you see we actually had, that one was starting to rub and break over there, so we put another strap underneath it. Yeah, so that's something. You have to get some really heavy duty straps, and you'll see I kind of supported it against the rear bumper here, because 600 pounds, this thing is exactly at the limit of 600 pounds. This bike weighs whatever they say, they weigh like 580 some pounds. So if you're gonna do this, you're gonna have to have the tongue weight on your hitch to handle this. Now, I don't know what the tongue weight on the hitch of this thing is, but take a look at what this hitch is made out of. This is just solid fucking steel, this giant, I don't know what they wanted to tow with this thing. The tongue weight on this has got to be pretty freaking impressive, dude, because, dude, this is heavy duty stuff. It's not even a hitch, it's just all steel that's welded together, and just a square receiver welded to steel, welded to the frame. Like, it's pretty badass. I probably could have gotten away with putting the Sportster on the front of the RV too. As you can see, the rear suspension, it ain't bottomed out, but it is definitely lower. Not super low, but definitely lower. So if you have a van or something like that, or a small truck, you're probably gonna have to put helper springs if you have a 600-pound bike on the back. I love this Sportster, man. I want to ride it all over the place. So when we go on vacations with this thing, we go and party in the freaking stabbing wagon. Like, come on, man. I want my Dirtster with me. All in all, I'll say it was a great test. It went really well. Like I said, I didn't pull the Dirtster off. It's not that hard to get off. It's just, it is a process to get it off. So, but next time we go somewhere with the RV and we bring the Dirtster with us, it's going to be someplace that I can actually utilize it. Just, I had no reason to, so I didn't. And just because I know everyone's gonna ask about the gas mileage of the RV, it's bad. You know, and worse with an extra 800 pounds of motorcycles and 5 people in the thing. I think during the whole trip, the best I got, 6 miles a gallon. Keeping it under 60 miles an hour, keeping it at 55 helps a lot. You burn some gas in this thing. With just me in it and no motorcycles, you get all over 7 miles a gallon sometimes. With it completely loading up, like 5 or 6 is really the best you can get, you can manage in this thing. I mean, this 454 and these old boats, they were not built for economy. They were built for gasoline to cost about 25 cents a gallon, okay? All right, guys, I think it's gonna about do it for this one. A little bit different than our normal video, especially with the whole camping thing, but I had a really good time doing it. I think we're gonna do it again. We'll probably film it a different way, maybe go somewhere that's like a little more exciting or has more stuff to do, or hopefully has some off-road trails is what I really want. We're probably gonna take it out next time with the dirt bikes, which you won't even notice that they're on this thing, the dirt bikes. This is 2 full-size, well, not 1 full-size street bike, 1 3/4 size street bike. So gonna about do it till next time. And you know, if you guys have any tips, any tricks with putting stuff on the back of the RV, with transporting motorcycles without a trailer, because like this RV is 30 feet freaking long, man, I don't want to tow a trailer behind it. If you guys have any tips or tricks, I am all ears, because I'm pretty much flying blind here. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. the world oppose the deadliest of foes. Shade Tree Army, Shade Tree Army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade Tree Army, Shade Tree Army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.